Hi folks, Steve here with a quick electronics tip. I'm working on this PCB and I forgot to install some of these through-hole components you can see from the footprint on top of the PCB. And this usually causes a problem because I can't use the top of the PCB as leverage after I've installed the component. Allow me to demonstrate. Now you can see that ferrite bead fits quite in there, but it's bobbing about, and if I flip this thing over, then what will happen is you can see just right there that the bead is coming out. So we don't want to do that when we solder things because it's just not going to line up properly. Now I know what you're saying, just put a piece of tape over the top and it will hold it in place. And yeah, that will work, but if you've got a lot of other things in the vicinity, it's not usually convenient to put tape across because you can't get good traction or good stickiness on the surface of the PCB where it's actually going to hold the component in place. And it's especially true in this case because there are a lot of components in the vicinity that are much higher up than the thing I'm trying to install. So I know what you're thinking. We can just bend the leads back like this, and that will indeed solve the problem. But what you'll find is that when you solder components like this, solder tends to wick outwards radially away from the hole and it follows these leads. And that's not necessarily a good thing because when you go to clip the leads, you're going to have these things pointing out to the side and it just doesn't look right. Functionally, it'll work quite well. The purists are going to come after you though. So how do we solve this problem? So the trick that I usually use is to bend the leads on these components so that they're closer to the component than they're actually depicted on the PCB. Now allow me to demonstrate. So I'm going to try to bend these really close to one another. So you can see that bends pretty nicely towards the component itself, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we have something like that. And now the magic is that when I insert this component into the PCB, like so, the leads themselves are going to press against the inside of the PCB and it'll hold itself in place. I'm just moving it around a little bit so I get the correct alignment that I want on the PCB. And that looks pretty good to me. So now when I turn it upside down, I can shake this all I want, and that is going to stay in place. And it's ready for soldering. I don't like how much this is bent, so I'm going to bend it out just a little bit, just like that. And let's get this thing soldered in place. Prop up the corner, and away we go. Okay, and those leads are soldered pretty much straight up. And on the other side, that ferrite bead is pretty much flat, centered, and level with the PCB. And we're done. I hope you found this trick useful. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you back soon.